Well, hello and welcome to Bowtie Life, where we talk mostly life in the garden. And I'm Bowtie David. We live here in Destin, Florida, Zone 9B, Panhandle of Florida. And today we're going to talk about a few more seed starting basics. And there's a lot of it going on right now because it is spring of 2024. Coming up, we are going to talk about some more preparing of our beds. We've done a little bit on video. We planted some loquats. You can go back and look at some of our recent videos and see all that. We will be direct sowing a lot of seeds in the garden. I know the loofah seeds are going out there directly. Of course, last year and year before we planted our okra bed, which I am very excited to say we're doing it again. And what else? Well, cantaloupe will be planted out. Cucumbers. Beans. We got some new beans coming in, the Thai yard-long beans we're going to be planting this year, along with our Blue Lake stringless pole beans. And I'm very excited about the yard-long beans. A friend of mine who also has a channel, can't think of it right now, he turned me on to them, and I'm excited to try those this year. But we also have some indoor seeds starting. Now we are late. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Be sure to subscribe to Bowtie Life here on YouTube if you have not already done so you don't miss a thing. Videos come out here on YouTube first. And they do eventually, we try to get things out on Facebook and Instagram, but they do come out on YouTube first. For those of you who have subscribed, I say it over and over again, you are my heroes. I thank you. You've helped make Bowtie Life what it is today. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. So in this series of spring 2024 seed starting, we've had a number of videos. This, I believe, is number 6 in the series. We do have a playlist for specifically the 2024 spring seed starting. Rule number 1 was the first one. The second one, seed starting mix, the soil that we put together here, the seeds I'm planting, and I had the Roma tomato. I did find my Roma VF tomatoes. Boy, I was looking everywhere, and then I remembered just literally just now where it was and got it in my hands immediately. Very happy about that. The Roma VF Fairy Morris tomato did very well for me last year, so I'm going to use them again. Seed starting supplies, we talked about that. We talked about seed starting the pepper seeds over there and a whole bunch of basil plants. I know another thing we're going to be planting direct sowing is radishes here pretty soon. It's a fast crop, but it also helps get rid of pests. Now, we aren't known for eating a lot of radishes in our house. We might end up giving away most of them, but they help with pests, and that's what I need some help with right now is getting rid of some of the pests. So anyway, all that being said, we're doing our series. We're continuing our series today, and I am going to be planting up some of these tomatoes. We've already discussed what they are. We have the Everglades tomato. In fact, I am probably going to be planting the rest of the seeds from the daughter of Dave the Good that I bought from her a couple years ago. We got a Roma VF. I'm not doing the other Roma. We have our Super Sweet 100 that ended up producing real well for us, and we have our Nebraska Wedding. I am trying this jelly bean hybrid tomato seed that I bought a couple years ago just to give it a shot. But I'm doing a little something different that falls more under the category of why didn't I think of this sooner? And what I'm going to be doing, we are going to be planting these seeds in these solo cups, and you'll notice that these solo cups are only a third to a half full with soil. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting one seed in each one of these and then covering it over with just a quarter inch of soil, and I'm going to be leaving it, and it's like, okay, why so deep? And I saw another YouTuber do this, and like I said, Why didn't I think of this sooner? Whenever you plant those tomato seeds, they get leggy when they're under the lights, at least under my lights. I've done this a couple years now, under the lights, few years actually. Is this actually year 4 under? No, because the first year I didn't plant seeds. So this will be I've done it for 3 years. And every single time they get a little leggy. Here's the interesting thing about tomato plants. When you've got a tomato plant, this is not a tomato plant, this is a pepper plant, but when you got a tomato plant, it gets up to the first leaf and you get all this stem. You can actually bury that stem up to there and it'll grow all kinds of roots at that point. So as these get leggy and they start popping out of the cup, I'm going to be filling up the rest of these cups with soil to promote more root growth in them and hopefully get better nutrients. So I thought that was ingenious, and again, I'm like, why didn't I think of that sooner? It just blew me away. So some genius put out a video on it and I'm gonna do it. So let's give it a shot. Now this is just going to be a much shorter video. These tomato seeds are about like the pepper seeds. You plant them about 1/4 inch deep. Of course, you can always look on the back of the package and it tells you planting depth 1/4 inch. If it's a seed company that doesn't have that information on there, Google it. You can find out pretty quickly from a company that does sell that seed, and they'll put that information right on their website most of the time. So that's a very useful thing. I do have a Dr. Carol White tomato bonus. This came from texashotpeppers.net, and it's a seed. It was a free seed that I got, and I don't have cups for it today, but I'm going to try to use these seeds up this year just to see what we can do with them. It's from Texas, so maybe it'll stand the heat. Anyway, so I did basically the same thing here. I filled about 1/3 to a half full, pushed down the soil. As far as how hard to push down, you don't want to pack it in there real hard. If you're some big gorilla of a guy, don't be punching that stuff down to where it's rock hard. Just get the air pockets out. The best illustration that I've heard was if you press on your eye so it's not hurting on your eyeball, so that's about as hard as you want to press on that soil. It's not real hard, it's just to get most of the air out. You basically want that soil to be packed to a point where you make as complete a contact with the seed as you can, because that wicking action from the moist soil into that seed is what's going to cause it to germinate and germinate faster. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to get some labels written up, and I will probably do that mostly off camera, and we will go from there. So I've got all my labels made. I always do my labels the exact same way. I put what it is, Everglades. I know it's a tomato because I've been growing it. I put the date and I put where it comes from. DTG is Dave the Good for me. It's just my own personal abbreviation. But these Everglades tomatoes, I want to get these older seeds used up. Now here's the thing, I'm going to put 1 tomato seed in each of these. I think these seeds are still going to be just fine. I bought them 1.5 years ago, so I'm sure they're probably fairly fresh for me. If they don't, I will just plant another seed in these cups if they don't take, and I'll know within a week. But I'm just going to put a seed right in the middle of each one of these, and once I do that, and I have to be careful, these Everglades tomato seeds are extremely small. Just going to come in here and just put just enough soil to put 1/8 of an inch. Remember, it's a smaller seed, so I'm putting just 1/8 of an inch of soil on these. And I say smaller, for a tomato seed it's kind of small, but I'm putting 1/8 of an inch on there and adding the labels. Always add your labels, folks, because even if you think you know what it's going to be, it never works. It just never works. And the worst thing is, you come up on something that really grows phenomenal for you and you don't know what it is. It could take you years to figure it out unless you record videos or log it and so forth. I'm bad about that kind of stuff, so I always label my things so I know what's in there. It just helps my brain. I am missing a cup. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to continue on here. Next we have our Ferry Morris jelly bean. Now this is a new one, and I'm not much for trying new seeds. I'll be the first to admit. I like when I find something and I like sticking to it. Okra, that Hill Country red okra that I use, I've grown it year after year. This will be my 4th year growing it. I'm very excited about it, and I'm going to stick to it. I know part of that is my obsessive compulsive ways, and I'm not letting it, I would never let that bother me. So anyway, I am preserving this. I will be putting packets like this that I'm opening. I always put in a Ziploc bag after I open them so that I can be sure to maintain the integrity of the bag. But these, as I suspected, oh, okay, now these are actually pelleted seeds. Now I heard a YouTuber, I forget exactly who, it might have been Jess, I don't remember who it was, said these jelly bean hybrids are really cool. They grow well in hot climate. These are what's called pelleted. In fact, I want to come up and show the camera what they look like. So when I magnify this as best I can, you can see the seeds are actually encased in a probably clay-like substance that once it gets wet, it will hold moisture next to the seed, but it will help it germinate. It actually makes a smaller seed like this easier to handle. Now I have 6 of these in my hand, and that is because these pelleted seeds are known to be, they don't store for long term like other seeds, like seeds that don't have them. So I'm actually going to put 2 of these in each one of these cups. I don't remember when I bought these pelleted seeds. Okay, so it was packed for last year, so they might grow okay, and I'm going to give them a chance. But I am going to put 2 in each in case one doesn't come up. There's another chance. If 2 come up, I'll cut the weakest. If neither come up, I'll drop another seed in. That's just all there is to it. I got plenty of seeds here. Looking in the pack, I probably have, maybe a couple dozen more seeds. So I will have to be very careful with those. And again, doing the exact same thing. You look at the back, it tells you bury the seed 1/4 inch. Now this is a small seed. That surprises me that it says 1/4 inch, but I'm not going to question it. I'm going to go ahead and give it the 1/4 inch it requests. It's asking for. And of course, punch down that soil just enough to firm it in. Make sure there's no big air pockets. So in the next video, we're going to talk, we have the tray of peppers that we did, and we're going to have this tray of these that we did. Now this tray, incidentally, this is a tray that I got from, I scavenged from somewhere, and it holds these solo cups almost right. You can see it doesn't quite all go in, which is a problem because I want to bottom water these. I'll have to make this work. But anyway, there's our labels. Always do your labels. I'm not going to say it again. You know why. Put those over here. I'm going to put those aside so I can be sure to get them in a Ziploc bag. And I'm still missing a cup. Oh, it's right here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, I got 5 sets of 3 cups here is what I'm doing. I'm doing just 3 cups of each one of these. This one is the Super Sweet 100. Now, I'll tell you what, we did these last year. I did not see and these are pelleted as well. Oh, okay, I planted these last year. I didn't remember that. We had 4 plants last year that produced prolifically. We were very, very pleased. They are the same pelleted. I bought them for last year, I believe. Yes, bought them for last year. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the jelly beans, and I'm going to put 2 seeds in each cup, leaving me 3 left. And I will just have to buy some more of these when I see them. Now, I don't recall seeing Super Sweet 100 before last year. So, and this is a hybrid. Hybrid means you can't just save seeds from those tomatoes that you grow and plant those seeds again and expect to get a Super Sweet 100. Hybrid's a little different. It's a combination of two other tomatoes put together and create a more perfect tomato. It's not GMO, it is hybrid. Very different thing. So, don't get panicky when I say hybrids. I do grow some hybrids. I don't prefer hybrids, but I do grow some. And so, those are all buried in. Put the labels in. So in the next video, we're going to talk about this bottom watering and why it's beneficial, because it really is beneficial and it's a good thing to do. And then we're also going to be talking about the grow lights that I'm putting these under. I have lost, the seed pack fell. Okay, next, the Roma VF. I tell you what, we're going to be having more of these. I grew these last year, and interestingly enough, I planted them in the spring, this time of year. They stopped producing over the summer, but I left the plants in there and let the roots develop, and they came back with a vengeance, and they actually ended up producing very good for us. These are from last year, so I'm going to put two seeds in each cup, and do the same thing. Now those seeds look like they fell out of the packet, but I'm not too worried about. They're in a Ziploc bag and secure. So we're going to, got to put the soil in there. Okay, so that's really about it. I'm only planting 15 of these right now. I will be planting more, probably not on camera. I just wanted to give you an idea of what I'm doing with these solo cups, because I think this may be genius. And I'm going to see how this does. I may be doing it this way forevermore. I was very pleased. One of the big things that I have a challenge with is the up potting. If you use the little seed cells for tomatoes, you have to up pot it before it's ready to go in the ground here in Florida. And sometimes I don't get to that soon enough. And so I'm trying to work with my lazy ways. I know. So there you go. Seeds and soil. I'm very excited. This is my first for the year. You might have seen my previous year. The last of the brassicas kind of died. But like I said, you're going to kill a lot of plants. You got to get over that and move on. So here we go. We got our peppers over here. We got a whole bunch of basil. We got a whole bunch of tomatoes. And we'll talk about it in the next video. It's going to be a real short one about bottom watering and the advantages of it. Thank you for following along today. Appreciate you. Those of you who have subscribed to Bowtie Life on YouTube, you are my heroes. You have made the channel what it is today, and I'm very thankful for you. We are working very hard to grow our channel to the next level, and of course once we get there, once we get there to that next level, we'll be able to do even more, and I'm excited about that. For those of you just finding us on YouTube for the first time, this is my own personal journal of things going on in the garden, everything. With my ADD brain, I have tried journaling, I've tried photography, the little apps that you can journal, and my brain doesn't get stimulated with it. With these videos, it really helps me keep on task with the garden and my unique brain. Frequently, I'll just leave these videos playing on the TV as I'm getting ready in the morning, and it reminds me of things, it refreshes my goals, and does very good for me. Be sure to subscribe to Bowtie Life on YouTube so you don't miss a thing happening in the garden as I document everything I can. Another way you can help grow the channel is to click thumbs up on this video and share it with maybe your friends that are getting excited to start their new gardens. This is the beginning of a whole new thing. So y'all have a blessed day.